Okay, so this is stage 1. Mr. Mason has slept 11 hours. He's had a feed. He looks very scared that I'm talking. He's had a feed, had a nice big feed. He's got a clean nappy on, and now he's up to his playtime. So that's all you that you want to do everything. So now you can see he's extremely happy. He's in a good mood. He's had his feed. He's had a really good sleep. He's 3 months. He sleeps all night long, and he's still being nursed. So I've fed him, put his nappy on, and now he's down for playtime. And we'll see how long he goes here. So far it's about 3 minutes he's been here for. And when he starts getting overtired, you'll be able to see that his arms get a bit more jerky. They're very smooth at the moment. So they're still quite smooth, and when he gets overtired, they'll get pretty jerky and he'll give a little bit of whimper. So straight away I'll just wrap him and take him straight to bed. But for now, we're just going to enjoy some play. As you can see, so this is about 2 minutes later. We've got Mr. Mason still playing. We can see his arm movements are getting a little bit more jerky, and there's an occasional little whimper. So I can see that the tired signs are coming, and he's nearly ready to be swaddled. So he's been awake for about, for about 5 minutes now, and he was being fed for about 20 minutes, but then I held him for about 10 after that. So he's been awake for a total of around about 40 minutes so far since he woke up, and those little noises to me are saying he's almost ready to transition to being tired. And you wouldn't think that with babies, they do look like they're getting more excited and rounding up when they're actually getting tired. So they're the opposite of us. So we don't tend to wind down. They tend to wind up when they're getting tired, and if you miss it, you'll have you usually have a bit of trouble trying to get them to sleep. This is the best thing that a nurse told me with my other baby. He was 6 weeks old and screaming pretty much all the time. So she was pretty much tired all the time. So she was feeding, falling asleep while she was feeding, and then I put her down and she'd wake up 40 minutes later screaming. So it was a vicious cycle, but we sorted it out thanks to the nurse. He showed me this little trick that I was not noticing, and my other one was my second child, so I should have known, but I was used to a toddler who was awake a lot longer than a baby. So he's been awake 40 minutes, and he started to slow down his movements, so I won't put him to bed just yet. But you've got to be careful. You've got to get that. You can't miss it. Bless you, buddy. Because they can change in an instant from being happy and content to being overtired, and you need to whisk them away pretty much as soon as possible to make this work. Okay, so he's getting much jerkier now. Every time I talk though he stops, but hello. He's getting jerkier and he's getting almost ready for bed. It's been 5 minutes later, so he's been awake, I don't know, now it's nearly coming on probably 55 minutes to an hour. So definitely much longer. Like a 6-week-old, you'll find that that's when you can start doing this. Before that, it's really hard to gauge. But a 6-week-old, you can do that, this overtired, you can watch the overtired signs, but you will find they won't be as awake as long. So he's been laying here for like nearly half an hour, and he's still pretty happy. But as you can see, here comes the overtired sign. So he is tired because he's getting more jerky, and I can just see it in his eyes. But as you can see, you probably think he's getting ready to just play more with all those smiles, those cute little smiles. But I can see that his movements are much jerkier in his arms, And since I'm talking, he stops jerking as much. So I'll just stop and see what he does. Okay, so there's jerky arms, jerky legs. It means he's ready to be wrapped. And there's been a couple of whimpers. And I can see he's just about to get very cranky. So I don't want to stretch it too long. I would like to show you how he gets cranky, but that would mean that it would be hard for me to get into sleep. So you want to get it before they get cranky. You don't want to wait till they're crying. The less crying the better, because that way you will have a baby that's extremely content most of the time. Can you hear those little whimpers he's making? There you go. He's tired and he's ready to be wrapped. Okay, so I've wrapped little Buddy in a cot sheet because he's pretty long. If you swaddle, you can swaddle. He doesn't seem to like being swaddled, but he definitely stays asleep longer if he is swaddled. So I'm going to go and put him in his bed now. And as you can see, he's just getting tighter and tighter. And you would not think that if you weren't paying attention to the overtired signs.